Aloha. My name is Jordan Ruidas. I'm a mother, a Lahaina community member, and I'm testifying on my own behalf today in strong support of Bill 9 to phase out short-term rentals on the Minatoya list. It's difficult to put nearly 2 years of pain, determination, and organizing into a 3-minute testimony. I've helped to occupy Kaanapali Beach with a newborn and a toddler while flying over to the state capitol multiple times to see many bills pass through session to help Lahaina and Hawaii. I've sat through long planning commission meetings while nursing a baby. I've written testimony in my car while my toddler napped. I've helped build movements while trying to help my community rebuild, however that looked. All of this while watching short-term rentals in apartment zone districts continue to take up homes our people desperately need. I've lived in Honokowai my whole life where I've watched the decline of our people. I'm surrounded by Minatoya properties on 3 sides, where I don't have neighbors, just revolving doors of strangers and unfamiliar faces, where my community members could be living but instead are being used for profit, where they look down into my yard and watch my keiki play like they're animals in a zoo instead of respecting our privacy. It shouldn't be this way, and it shouldn't be this hard to stay where you're from. The Minatoya list was never meant to be permanent, but for decades it's been a green light, an exemption to the ongoing removal of our housing from our community. And as you can see, the consequences have been devastating. Our team has walked more than 100 of these properties, boots in the ground, documenting through notes and pictures. High majority of these buildings are apartments, most of them with no workers, closed offices, a paper that says, write your license plate number here to register. These were our homes and should be our homes once again. We're not asking for anything unreasonable. We're asking for you to right the wrongs by past councils. This has been an issue since 1989. Bill 9 is not just legislation, it's a hulihia led by the people of Maui. For too long, our housing, our land, our futures have been held hostage by short-term rentals and an economy that prioritizes tourists over kama'aina. Bill 9 is the people reclaiming power. It's us saying no more. Not passing this bill will be far more detrimental than you think. You've seen the beautiful community members come out and stand for something that's important to them and their community. The people of Hawaii are watching, they are ignited, and they are ready to answer the kahea. Are you? This is a moment of truth. Will you stand with the Hawaiian and local families who continue to fight tooth and nail to stay? Make the decision that will make your kupuna, keiki, and mo'opuna proud. I urge you to pass Bill 9 as a clean bill. Stand with the people you were elected to represent and be on the right side of history. Mahalo.
Thank you. Members, questions for our testifier? Member Ramos Fernandez?
Oh, mahalo, Chair. And I also see Member Johnson's hand up later. But I think I beat
is he
him.
back?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead.
Aloha, Member Johnson. Okay. Aloha, Ms. Ruidas. Mahalo for your testimony today. And mahalo for the hard work you and the team did to put together this report. In your testimony, you spoke about taking baby to legislature and doing that work while juggling all the things. Mahalo, eternally grateful for your advocacy for the community. During that time in the testimonies on SB 2919 and HB 1838, do you recall whether the legislators knew that they were strengthening our zoning laws for the county in order to support our effort in doing what Bill 9 seeks to do?
Yes, many of them, Keokolole, even the Kauai representative, they knew what this meant to Lahaina and also what it could mean to their communities. And they knew that this would help give you guys a stronger place to stand if and when you guys were ready to answer this kahea. And I think they would be very proud of you guys to push Bill through and use what they've kind of set you guys up to use.
Rep. Evslin.
Yes, Rep. Epson, you're right.
Mahalo, Ms. Ruidas. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. At this time, I want to acknowledge the return of Member Johnson. Thank you for coming back. Did you have any questions for our testifier, Mr. Johnson?
Sure do. Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I've been here for about 40 minutes listening to
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I had to step away quietly. We had a good flow going. I was listening, so thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Let me ask our testifier question. Thank you so much, Jordan, for being here. I mean, the list that you mentioned sounds like so much work, and I really appreciate all what you did for the community. I watched you go for so many years. You've got such an energy and engine. When you went to the Minatoya properties, were you guys looking for specifics? Because I too went and visited all the South Maui, West Maui, Minatoya properties. But I'm curious of if you guys had like a checklist, or were you guys looking for something specific?
We did have a checklist that was a little difficult for me because I'm usually one-handed with Aulia. So a lot of it came to just quick notes and pictures. But we did have a checklist. We just wanted to see what buildings were actually operating like hotels. And like Lauren had touched on, very few. We rode up to Maui Kaanapali Villas, which was a different name on the Minatoya list. And we got just a little close and we were like, oh, this is a hotel. Like, we're not touching this. So we do recognize that there are properties on this list that could very well upzone to hotel after the phase out. But we did have a checklist, and then we had stuff like also not on a checklist, like using stolen shopping carts as bellhoppers that we came across. But we were kind of working off a basic checklist.
I saw that on social media about the stolen shopping carts, and that was amazing. I mean, just that, it's so funny, like just to visit that, then it's obviously going to stick out. So thank you for doing that kind of work and spreading the message. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Member Hodgins?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you
Followed by
so much
Member
for your
Paulson.
testimony. So it's Kaanapali Villas on like their sign, but not in here. Can you tell me which one it is?
Yeah, I think on your guys' list is called Hale Kaanapali.
Okay.
And I've always known it as Maui Kaanapali Villas. But that is like a full-blown hotel operating like one. Then we went to Papakea next, and same thing. They had a full-blown front desk. They had landscapers. And honestly, in my opinion, there was a clear line from Papakea and Maui Sands.
Okay.
Was like, okay, this is definitely different.
Okay, thank you. And can
Thank
I
you.
ask you, I know you helped Lauren as well. The black and white area, I know that you guys compiled that information from DCCA for, all the different places. But would you mind telling us, like, which ones these CCNRs or whatever this is?
Yeah,
belong
I
to?
don't know which ones those were, but a lot of them came from that list. I know like Polynesian Shores said that these apartments are to be
Okay.
used as long-term
From here to
apartments.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't really point you exactly which, but a lot of them were from those, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Member Paulson?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Ruidas. I do have a few questions. First, when you say as a clean bill, I just wanted to clarify if you meant like, keep it to the 3 years, amendments, or what kind of things, what did you mean by a clean bill?
If you're asking me time-wise, I would like to see a roughly 3 years. But I think clean bill is no attached amendments. I think we need to make sure that this bill passes through court first. And I think if we're trying to attach amendments, that could just make it a little bit more rocky. I think we should pass it through and then come back later and see if there could be anything on the back end. But
So even like taking out the brackets for planned development, you're not supportive of?
I'm not too sure on that one.
Okay.
Councilmember, sorry.
No worries. The other question I had was, you said you're a lifelong resident of Honokowai, and you remember having neighbors that you knew?
Yes, I speak more specifically to like the streets. We had more local people walking the streets, the lower road, and now it's just an influx of tourists that I honestly think us locals don't even feel comfortable. When I walk Aulia in the stroller, they make like I'm the inconvenient one because I have the baby. But I also just realized like Honokowai Beach Park, that used to be a very heavily used beach park by locals, still is, but a lot of times we're pushed out by the visitors. And I just noticed our bus areas, not as much keiki as when I was riding the bus out there. So it just kind of makes me feel like the locals were pushed out of that area.
Kind of even like Wahikule and One Way nowadays,
Oh,
because
man.
the STRs, some of them don't have ocean
I
front.
wish we could just put a line right by the Hyatt. You guys stayed outside. But
so the clarifying question is, do you recall around what year that happened, or was it just like like all of
Honestly,
a
just-
sudden you're like,
just
whoa,
obs-
what happened?
I think it was like a build-up effect, but I do believe that direct correlation with Airbnb and VRBO, making it easy for everybody's mom and dad to rent their property. I think that had a big play in it.
And I guess lastly, just thank you for the recovery from the 2018 fire until today, all of the things. Thank you.
Mahalo nui. Thank you.
Thank you, members. Thank you, Jordan. Oh, member Sugimura has a question for you, Jordan.
Thank you very much for your hard
Yes,
work.
thank you.
So the properties that you are saying that look like, properties you're saying that look like hotels or acted like hotels were which ones?
The ones that I encountered was going to be Maui Ka'anapali Villas, which is near the West End KOR. Also, Maui El Dorado, we did walk that one, and they are ILWU. And then Papa Kea. And everything, in my opinion, from Papa Kea North were definitely apartments. You could tell there's still plenty of long-term people living there. There's fruit trees on their properties. It was just very clear-cut, the difference.
Thank you very much.
Mahalo.